Hello everybody, welcome back to Corpse Party. We're picking up roughly where we left off in the last video. I just loaded up the save. In the last video we ended up giving back Rio his tongue. I thought it was the one beforehand. Kipper says, okay. I noticed what you mean, goddamn, I should die like that. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so we can't even go that way anymore, so that sucks. Anyway, we're trying to find the other two ghost kids now, just to give them their, tongues back. Now, I did have a thought just now. I wonder if Yoshiki is strong enough to lift up that cabinet. Giggle. Okay. Oh. Well, that was easy. Which one do we give it to? Give it... Oh. Dang, this girl's missing an eye and the other one's missing most of her head. Well, we've got our tongues, is that going to be enough? What do we do? Play the... Yeah, we're gonna have to. Pant, pant, hick, sob, cry. There's our heads, or what's left of it in one case. Begin rocking slowly back and forth as if feeling anxious. Yuki Kano, Tokiko Tsuji. Gasp. These are for you, they're yours, aren't they? Hand it over the two bags. Thank you very much. Oh, apparently that was enough. Oh, well that was lucky. Pant pant hack. We did it, Shinozaki, all three of them. All that's left is the girl on the right. No more. Every time I talk to these ghosts, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to death myself. Do you have any idea what that's like? I keep picturing now I'll look when I'm dead, and I'm not even trying. It just pops into my head all on its own. It's just a horrible image. I want to go home. I just want to go home. Back to my mom, my sister, and Mokita. Oh, apparently everybody has a crush on Satoshi, apparently. Shinozaki. Alright, next one is mine then, okay? So just try to pull yourself together. Oh. Yeah, this school's gonna come apart at the hinges now, guys. God damn it, not again. This one's big too. Yeah, that's because you guys are making the school come apart at the hinges. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, I mean, what did they expect would happen when they started, quelling a curse? It's a cursed school, come on. Oof, was I knocked out? Where am I? Are we back in the basement? No. We're back in the real world. What? Is this our classroom? For real? No. Guess there's no Satoshi or Miss Yu or anyone else, huh? Cultural festival in full swing. Let's sell us some red bean soup like there's no... Oh my god, what? The only clock in the hall is pointing to 8. There's not a soul in sight. Okay. So, it's an hour afterward? Huh. So what about the rest? Shinozaki... Hey, wake up. She's not breathing. She's breathing at least. Shinozaki, come on, wake up already. In Kishinuma. Gag cough. Pant pant, what? Take a look around you, I can hardly believe it myself, but here we are. No way. Guess we're back, for real. Is this really our school? It's really real, check it out, here's my desk. Mine too, it's right here, I can't believe it. So it's true. Yeah, we made it, we're home, But what about the rest of them though? Come on guys. You're forgetting about some people there. About 5 other people, actually, that I'd live to see home again. You guys, come on, but you're forgetting something real important here. Yeah. Guess there's no Satoshi or Miss Yu or anyone else, huh? You guys, you're Venturing out in search of others, you find that even the janitor has likely gone home. The lights are out and the halls are pitch black. Only the red glow of the light next to the fire extinguisher offers any respite from the quaint, quiet darkness of the school hallway. Staying around in the darkened corridors of our school building at 8 in the evening just feels so surreal. You're forgetting about the others. Is this reality? Was everything up until now just a dream? What about the rest? Oh, okay. Ayumi's screaming. Shinozaki, what's wrong? Okay. Oh, dear. That's not good. What? What the hell is this? Shudder shiver. It's not over, is it? Why isn't it over? Why? Damn it. Gasp, it's you. Oh dear. Go back, don't come any closer. Pant whimper. Oh, are all three of them gonna show up? It was raining after school just like this one. On the day I was kidnapped. I remember I had a fight with my mom that morning. But why is she telling us this? I have no idea. So after school I decided that instead of going home, I'd pack myself in the outdoor walkway for a little and watch the rain. That's when Mr. Yoshikazu showed up. He sat down next to me. I told him all about my fight with Mom, and he listened really closely and just kept saying, uh-huh. He was sick and couldn't speak much, but he was a very kind man. I really liked him. But then... You too, I'm so sorry. Yuki Kano, right? Thank you for what you did back there. For making the effort to help those of us who were killed in that school. Didn't we succeed though? Why are you still here? You didn't. When we returned your tongues, we gave you back the ability to tell your story. And we even got your murderer to repent for what he did. Is it just that you can't forgive him no matter what? Appeasing us isn't about forgiveness. It doesn't matter if we forgive or not. Repentance is between the criminal and the victim. It's the sole act capable of moving us. And we exist as fragments of the sacred ground upon which Heavenly Host is sealed. I believe that moving us is your best course of action. But it's not enough. His repentance just wasn't enough. So you're saying his words, the words spoken by the doll, weren't good enough to appease you? That's not... Hmm? So what then? Why do you feel the need to trap one innocent stranger after another in that godforsaken place? You child spirits are the ones who summon us there, aren't you? That's not true. The hell do you mean by that? Where's the cogs that hold the closed spaces together? Yep. But you killed Suzumoto, didn't you? Wait. Huh? Let's hear her out. I'm just glad I was able to get even the two of you back to safety. Why the hell are you suddenly so concerned about us? Heard about a situation like this from my sister once. Well, a soul whose life was ended violently and abruptly, leaving her with a mountain of worries and regrets. It's kind of like stopping short at the edge of madness. With all sorts of thoughts and feelings swirling around your head, your kindly nature and your sudden hatred and panic begin to spin around you, around and around. And you start acting without any sort of control. Your sister some kind of medium or something? Yeah, something like that. Oops, missed some dialogue. I feel for you, I really do, so please bring the rest of them back. Okita, Mishishido, and everyone else too, bring them all back home. I don't think it's gonna be that simple, is it? Come on, you can do it, right? I don't think that's possible anymore. Why not? Those closed spaces have eaten a lot of innocent souls, far too many, in fact. The grudges of those who died there have filled every last corner of them, there's no room left. And because the agony and pain has nowhere else to go, it's begun feeding on the minds of souls like us who are bound there. It won't be long before I turn back into a vengeful spirit who attacks people like you without mercy. Oh, wonderful. So we're going to lose you as an ally, then. So why don't you just hurry up and bring them home right now? Is there any way for us to save Mokeda and the others? Okay, so they didn't forget about them, but still, there may be one way. But what is that? What is it? I think you already know. You have to return to the closed spaces. Yeah. Find all four of us Heavenly Host serial kidnapping and murder victims, and put us all to rest. Then the closed spaces won't have their cogs anymore, so they should begin to fade from existence. And you just might get your friends back. You expect us to go back. And this time, instead of just having one person left to appease, we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to go back to the drawing board and appease all 4 of you. Why couldn't you tell us the reason our previous efforts weren't good enough? What is there to hide? It's just something I don't want to remember, but if you really want to know, I'll tell you everything that happened. Yuki's spirit gently took hold of Ayumi's hand. In an instant, their 2 beings seemed to merge together into a single mind. What's going on? Oh, that's a... It hurts, Okay, I think I see what she just did. She gave her memories, huh? What happened to me? Didn't I pass out, so why am I fully aware right now? I can't see a thing and I can't move. It's like that feeling you get when you're really tired. Sleep paralysis, I think. Yeah, she put her into her memories. Yep. Where? Why can't I move? Sachiko Shinozaki, the little girl in the red dress, and the only survivor of the horrific murders that occurred in Heavenly House Elementary School. Following the incident, Sachiko's family fled from the area, moving to another prefecture to escape the frightful memories that remained there. Strangely, however, I've been unable to locate any other records of the Shinozaki family. No matter where I look, the only information I can find about them comes from newspaper reports on the Heavenly House murders. Granted, when an elementary school becomes the stage for a grisly incident such as this, perpetrated by none other than the principal's own son, it stands to reason that the scandal would serve as the primary focus for public interest, with all other details fading into the background. So of course, after learning that Sachiko was safe, further news of her whereabouts was largely ignored in favor of the media circus surrounding the school. But there's more to it than that. People weren't just uninterested in learning of Sachiko's history or whereabouts. There was simply no data to be had. Oh. I can't move my body because of sleep paralysis, I guess. But I can clearly see the room I'm in now. There's 1 boy and 2 girls in here, aside from myself. I recognize them. They're the children who were killed in Heavenly House during that incident, but they're still alive. Unfortunately, they're all bound hand and foot and just sprawled out on the floor, and so am I. That's the real reason I can't move. No, stop, no, please, no. Oh, wonderful. Gerg, no, I can't see. No, I'm blindfolded. I can't see a thing that's happening to me. And since my hands and feet are tied up, I can't remove the blindfold either. That just makes everything so much worse. I guess because I can't see, I begin to listen more intently. Curtain solving. The helpless cries of the other children echo off the walls of the cramped room. I'm so scared it feels like my head's going to explode. What are you doing to me? Why am I blindfolded? Untie me, cut the ropes. I want to be able to use my hands and feet, please. Eesh. I kept begging and pleading, but all I heard in response was the man walking away from me. In order, okay. In order. Oh dear. I've never heard screaming like this before. It's pure primal terror cutting through the air like a perfect sine wave. Hits the boy at the end. Feels like he's been screaming for an eternity. I think he's being killed right now. Oh, I get it. Oh my god, what the hell is he doing to him? No one deserves this. Why isn't God allowing him to fall unconscious so he doesn't have to suffer? Yeah. It's been at least a half hour now. Those inhuman screams of a young boy being ripped apart from the inside have finally come to a halt. Without even a single moment of silence, the first of the girls in line is the next to scream for her life, and the symphony goes on. Right. God, I can't take any more of this. I'm losing my mind. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Yeah. Is it still going on? Come on, just die already. Die already. God, what is wrong with me? You know what, I don't care, just get it over with and leave me in peace. Yeah. Okay, that's number 2. Finally, after hearing a sound like a heavy object being dropped, the noises stopped and the room grew quiet again. Thump, thump, thump. Those footsteps are getting closer, all my hair is standing on end at this point. Everything below my stomach feels like it's frozen, like I've suddenly been stricken with severe diarrhea. In order? God, why am I relieved by the silence that next to me just died, which means it's my turn now. Someone's got me by the hair, they're pulling my head up, and taking off my blindfold, which means I get to see the face of my killer. 4 missing children were found in a basement room at Heavenly House Elementary School, unused, and officially sealed since the building's construction. When the authorities entered, they were greeted with an inhumanly horrific sight. Based upon the evidence at hand, the murder weapon was determined to be a pair of large sewing scissors found in the hands of the accused. Investigators suspected some hesitation on the man's part, however, as the deceased victim's wounds did not indicate that his full strength had been used. Nonetheless, he had clearly acted with extreme malicious intent. The official cause of death for the 3 murdered children has been listed as loss of blood following removal of the tongue. But the actual state of affairs was not quite so clinical, nor even so pleasant, if you can believe it. The following details have been extrapolated from information previously unreleased to the public, or at least previously unreported by news outlets. These details of the crime are based on the official police testimony of Sachiko Shinozaki herself. Evidently, the victims were bound, blindfolded, and spaced out on the floor, then killed one by one. One was reportedly stabbed in the abdomen with the aforementioned pair of scissors, then had many of his internal organs forcefully dug out. Oh, that's tasteful. His discarded innards were found partially buried beneath the earthen floor of the basement room. Mother was stabbed in the head dozens upon dozens of times, to such an extent that all flesh and bone above her jawline was essentially minced away. With my blindfold removed, the sight that appeared before me was more horrific than anything I could possibly have imagined. The person staring back at me, brandishing a blood-soaked pair of sewing scissors, wasn't the large man from earlier at all. It was one of the children. Oh, it was a little girl. Her face dyed red with the blood of her victims. She was staring intently at me with soulless gray eyes, and then she just started giggling. She was opening and closing the bladed scissors over and over again. The sound kept echoing throughout the room. Then she took those dull, rusty, thoroughly blood-soaked blades and slowly brought them closer and closer to my left eye. Okay. Giggle, giggle. So it was her. The third victim was stabbed in the left eye an indeterminate number of times, until her eyeball became soup-like in consistency. She was eventually just left like that, slowly bleeding to death in horrible agony. Strangely, it was only after these mutilations had already been inflicted that the killer went back and severed the victims' tongues. Learning the truth about these proceedings is as shocking even to me, and makes it nearly impossible to accept the murderer as anything but a monster. Bearing witness to every moment of this was a 7-year-old girl named Sachiko. In many ways, she's the most pitiable and long-suffering of them all. But it was through her tearful, frightened testimony that Yoshikazu Yanagihori was officially charged. Now, going back to the hunt for information on this unfortunate girl's whereabouts, it was her words that ultimately led to Yoshikazu's sentencing. Therefore, it comes as no real surprise that sensitive information pertaining to her and her family would be withheld. That's to be expected. What's not expected, however, is that there's not even the slightest trace of this information left to find. It's as if it never simply existed. Therefore, I cannot help but consider alternate possible explanations, and I remind you, this is mere conjecture. But the question keeps nagging at the back of my mind: was Yoshikazu Yanagihori really the murderer of the 3 victims? Is it possible this crime was not actually perpetrated by him at all? Think about it. In his final days, Yoshikazu was incapable of communicating with others through speech. And despite his childlike reversion, he'd always been a personable and friendly man. As the saying goes, he wouldn't have hurt a fly. All his relatives, friends, and neighbors confirmed as such, shocked to hear that such a kindly man could commit these unconscionable atrocities. He certainly had no motive for the crime either. There was nothing for him to gain from it. Then again, he may simply have lost his mind. Look at his father. It was around this time that same time that Principal Takamine Yanagihori suddenly began speaking in tongues and acting in a most peculiar way. Not to mention scribbling incomprehensible gibberish all over his walls as if possessed. He seemed frightened of someone and would often be found crouching in the corner of his office, moaning and thrashing when visitors came by. If he could wind up in such a beleaguered state with no warning, then perhaps so too could his son. I believe that we're looking at a curse far more powerful than anything man could devise. From the time it opened its doors to the day it closed them forever. Heavenly Host Elementary School's sealed basement room has existed as some form of cursed ground. And to find the underlying cause, we must go back beyond the infamous kidnapping and murder incident. Back a whole 20 years. I believe I may have found a clue that could shed some light on the situation. Maybe a bit far-fetched as leads go, but it is a lead nonetheless. Sorry for all the story, by the way, guys, but, like, yeah. Regrettably, since Heavenly Host was not only closed down, but demolished altogether and another school built in its place, it's no longer possible to investigate the basement room directly. But my protege has found what may be the next best thing. Something that can make the impossible possible once more. Preparations are being made to pursue this lead even now. Is he talking about Naho? Be sure not to miss the next installment. It may be the scoop of a lifetime. He's talking about Naho. Wow. Okay. I had a feeling that was going to happen. Wow. That's dark. That just got much, much more complicated than I actually had originally thought. Because it seemed so cut and dry when we, you know, thought that it was, Yoshikazu who was the guy who caused all of it, but dang. Wow. And the worst part of all of it is I can almost guarantee Ayumi's gonna be insane now. Dang. Oh, they had different voices for the elementary school versions. Interesting. Wait, what's the voice of Grudge then? The Gentleman Spirit Shimoda. Who? What's your song work for encouraging? Dang. That's dark as hell. Whew. Right, so... Wow, we didn't get any bad ends. I'm very surprised. Anyway, so yeah, I guess that about does it for this part. So we found out that it was Sachiko all along. Yeah. And I guess now we're headed back into the school, at least with Yoshiki and Ayumi, to just put an end to everything then. I'll probably end up picking up the next video right after this, but yeah, so that'll just about do it for this one. Actually, how many extra chapters do we have right now? Yeah, a few. Victims. Oh, okay. Actually, before I cut off the video, let's just take a look at the couple of victims that we have. There we go. Mika Naruse, skull cracked open, blunt instrument. That would be, that'd be the hammer. Yeah. Found note with little sister's remains, starved to death while mourning. Oh, that's lovely. Achilles tendon severed with scissors, blood out. Oh, that's a bad way to go. That's a really painful injury. If you guys don't know, basically for those of you who don't know, the Achilles tendon is the one that runs up the back of your leg that connects your that basically allows your foot to move up and down. It's the tendon that holds your calf in place, and it's actually under a lot of tension. So yeah. Oh, we can sort by chapter. Interesting. I didn't actually know that. So I got all of the ones in Chapter 1, all the ones in Chapter 2, missing some in Chapter 3, missing 3 in Chapter 4. So we're missing 9, and oh my god, there's 40. So I'm missing 49, oh my god. That is a lot of people. Alright, anyway, that'll just about do it for this video, guys. So I will catch you in the next video, which I'll be doing right after this one. So yeah. Yeah, so I'll see you then. See ya.